Welcome to the Making Rooms podcast. My name is Eric, and these are my ruminations on designing, publishing, and finding community for the Explore Rooms role-playing game. Quick update as of recording this, the Let's Go to Roomino Kickstarter is over 300% funded. We've got 90 plus backers at around $1,600 in funding, and just a huge thank you to everybody who has shared the campaign, supported, encouraged, and gone and backed. All of those different types of interactions and ways of being involved are important. So thank you. In this episode, I'm going to be highlighting some more Zine Month projects, and you'll have heard me changing my terminology from just ZineQuest to Zine Month, because I've learned that that broader community, there are so many wonderful projects and cool things out there. I want to show a few more Zine Month projects. Now, these are all still Kickstarter. I don't know how to navigate the backer kit and the crowdfunder apps very well to know how to find the projects that are part of Zine Month. So I'm still going to look at some Kickstarter stuff, but all this is a process of growing. So maybe in the next video where I'm highlighting some more Zine Month stuff, I'll have learned a few more things and been able to get there as well. Also apologize, I have a little bit of a cold. I hope that doesn't come across too much in the video, but bear with me if it does. Before we get to these new ZineQuest projects, let me take you to an Explore Room. You drop onto a cotton candy cloud. Sitting before you is a cake frosting fox. Its ears are waffle cones, its teeth are caramels, its tongue is stretchy taffy, and its fur looks like buttercream cake frosting. With smiling eyes, the fox asks, "What do you call a bear with no teeth? What do you do?" Do you have an answer for the fox's riddle? If you try and pet or take a bite out of the fox, you grab a hold of its fur and your hands come away covered in frosting, which smells good and you can lick off no problem. If you answer the question, the riddle, with gummy bear, the fox laughs and drops a gummy bear key into your hand, which probably fits into a gummy bear lock of some sort. And just then, a fancy gold door appears behind the fox and opens, leading to the next room. This is one of the Explore Rooms that is going to be printed inside of Let's Go to Roomino. A little preview for you. And the cake frosting fox is one of our favorite creatures that we've created inside of Roomino, and we hope they become a favorite for you. The RPG tip of this episode comes from Adam Muszkiewicz, and it's from Tik Tok about role-playing with his kids and harnessing their creativity. And he says that every session they have, instead of just a regular character sheet, they hand out a blank piece of printer paper for them to take notes on. And what he gets back are amazing drawings and characters that they meet, places that they explore, little maps, and it lets them game and experience the activity in their own way. And it was actually this tip that I learned actually in the process of getting to know more about the community that inspired me to create a drawing version of a character sheet for Let's Go to Roomino. When I play with my kids, we're usually on the go. We don't have a table that we're at, but as I've play tested it and pulled this out, it's been a great way for when you are at a table to grab attention and give them something to kind of keep their hands busy while you might be doing some things that in the game. So thank you, Adam, for this amazing tip. You are a seasoned GM and play lots of different games with lots of different people, so it was great to get some of that experience and be able to share that in this product as well. On to the main topic. Before I start highlighting these projects, I want to say that I'm trying to pick projects that could be played with a whole family of all ages that have material that could be interesting to kids and are less bent towards violence or combat and more towards exploration, curiosity, etc. So just know that there are many more zine projects that I'm interested in and that I may be backing that I'm not highlighting here. So let's get into it. First project I want to highlight is called The Brain Forest, a Cozy Adventure TTRPG. And the kind of subtitle, explore a thrilling world in this tabletop RPG zine filled with brain-inspired flora and fauna. So that caught my attention. I love this idea. Of course, this is a very exploration-heavy theme, which is near and dear to my heart, obviously. But then to have it specifically be about the brain, I'm sure that there's going to be like explorations of ideas and thoughts and feelings, etc. And that everything's themed in this is pretty interesting. And one of this main image is sort of they're in this brain tissue with a tent and a campfire, etc. So that's just really cool. If we go down further, we can see just a really cute and not overly done artwork here. It's very simple, which I think is appealing to kids. Looks like we've got a lot of polyhedral dice, so it's tools that might be a little bit more complex for younger players. But obviously there's even cute characters here like the amygdalid, which is, the amygdala is a part of the brain that's kind of fear and flight, etc. So it's just interesting to see how they're incorporating that. And then obviously they have it available in print and PDF. And then they have a bigger edition that has like stickers and character sheets, etc. So all this to say, this seems like a really interesting project. This is by Lucas Walters. This is his very first project here on Kickstarter, but he's backed for other projects. Right now, the goal is 2,000 to get this funded, and they're almost halfway there. So if it's something you're interested in, go and back it. It's got 17 days to go, so there's still some time, but go check it out. The next project I want to highlight is called Realms Atreya. This is craft stories chapter by chapter in this solo TTRPG with 6 role books filled with theme prompts to give your inner storyteller. And it says it's solo plus, meaning that you could play with 1 or 2. I did listen to an interview with the creator, who here is called Princess Woy. And what's really cool about this is that it gives sort of a lot of structure to telling unstructured stories. So it gives you a lot of prompts, and it works things in certain acts, and then looks like it uses cards to help kind of create the plot or the overall scene and story. And then you can dive down into one if a combat or if some sort of physical encounter needs to happen, you can drill down and do more dice-based stuff. So it seemed really interesting, flexibility-wise. The other thing that's interesting is that it seems like they've created a lot of different locations that tell different kinds of stories. So there might be kind of a techno mage group over here, or a very like plains farming story over there. So there's a lot of different spaces that have been created here so that you can tell stories in a lot of different ways. This is really interesting to have a core rule book and a role book. I'm not totally certain how that plays differently. But then this also introduces a lot of different tools, deck of cards, 6-sided dice, index cards, small tokens. So that could be really interesting for older kids, 7, 8, to start kind of engaging with that sort of stuff. So this looks like a really cool project. It's got fun artwork, really interesting kind of characters or people types that seem very fantastical and different from your human elf, etc. So maybe some bug themes. So beautiful artwork, really cool kind of idea to that you can play by yourself. or you could play with you and one kiddo, that sort of thing. So if that's interesting to you, I hope you go check it out. Now this project's a little bit different. It's called The Goblin Guide to Advanced Dice Rolling, an introductory guide to dice math and mechanics, so simple a goblin can understand. I thought this was really cool for a couple of reasons. One, I don't know, dice probability and mechanics that well, and part of what I need to do is go out and read a bunch of other people's published works, which isn't a bad thing. It's good to get that experience. But I'm working on a little game that's a little bit different than the Explore Rooms that has some dice involved. It's 2d6. This could help me figure out maybe ways I could flavor that to make it more interesting, or ways to think about probability in there. It also seems like it'd be really fun for my kids as I'm designing more games and thinking about dice, or thinking about how to include chance to that. They could help me by using this book, learning how about dice probability, etc., and see if that can help in our conversations in our designing, etc. So if the math of dice has always confused you or confounded you, or if it's something that you want to be more knowledgeable about, then go check out this project. This is called Fast Fables, and it says a 27-card storytelling game designed for use by new and veteran storytellers. Introduce friends and family to a world of RPGs. In the video, they talk a bit about wanting to share gaming with the next generation and being able to create something that could be played really quickly and could be geared towards younger players. What's interesting here is that it's a card deck based, and so you can kind of get started really fast. You can make a character, begin the quest, and save the day with those 27 cards. Not only does it have cards for character creation, it's got cards for different quests to go on. So here's how you go through it. Here's how you would read through to understand what's going on. And then maybe you can you work through the deck to find a way towards the solution. The card deck can be taken with you, fit in a pocket. So I'm excited to be a backer here. The last project I wanted to highlight was something I saw initially, but it didn't really catch my attention right away. Maybe a little bit because of these helmets are kind of faceless, and I like faces. I think that'd be more interesting, but they're in a very cartoony style, which I do think that it's geared towards kids. The other thing that I realized was that this is being published by MythWorks, and MythWorks has a couple other games that I'm really interested in playing. The other here is it's time jumping. Now, I think for the most part, that seems like something that's going to be fairly benign. Obviously, there's violence in history, etc. On the cover here, we do have one character with a sword, another with a gun floating in the air. Maybe that's just kind of saying something about history rather than this being a combat focused. But it seems otherwise like a very cute world romp. And it seems like it kind of plays on the idea of jumping to weird points in time, and maybe not always to the times you want when you watch the video. So if it's something that you're interested in, the idea of time, the idea of being in a little team trying to stop crimes in time or something to that effect, this could be a really cool project for you. It's by a company that has a lot of credibility and has made some amazing projects in the past. That's where I'm going to stop it for this episode. Thanks again for joining me on another romp through the ZineQuest and Zine Month projects. If there's a project that I haven't talked about that is really exciting to you that maybe you've backed and I haven't talked about, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Share it with other people that are watching. And if you want to follow a little closer on the journey of the Kickstarter campaign, use the link in the description below to go over and see how it's going in real time. Again, thank you for being a part of this journey. See you in the next room.